What is up, everybody? It's Matt Johnson. Welcome back to the latest edition of the Level Up Podcast. I've got Greg Harrelson here. We're going to go deep into a single topic, and this arose from, you may have heard this, reference this on one of our last shorter episodes, kind of the mini episodes that we've been doing. And Greg alluded to the idea of if you're having trouble leading others, you need to start with better self-leadership, and that we're all leaders because we all lead ourselves. And so I want to continue. Let's go deeper into that topic. So, Greg, welcome officially.
Hey, thanks. I'm excited. I love this topic, and I tell you, I'm really having fun doing these little mini recordings. I think it's fun to kind of just narrow in on one subject and dig deep, but do it in a very short period of time. So let's get it on.
That's right. All right. So self-leadership. How do you think about it when you're teaching people to develop themselves as leaders and start with themselves? First of all, why is that even a requirement? Why do you have to be a good self-leader before you're qualified to lead others effectively?
I think to establish credibility.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I think it's very simple. I think it's about establishing credibility. You know, there's so many coaches out there, and I'm sure I know some of them, and I'm not trying to knock anybody, but think about how many coaching programs there are right now where there's agents that are leading these coaching programs, and they've never really done much business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you'll see that those coaching programs, they launch them and they make some good money in the beginning, and then it phases out and they try to reinvent to a new product later on. Well, why is that? That's because they have a harder time attracting people that are going to be loyal followers, because eventually they find out that the person that they're following wasn't a good follower themselves. So people say to me, what's one of the most important things about being a leader, Greg? And I said, being a better follower. That's what's important. Well, Greg, who do you follow? I've only been paying Mike Ferry for 20 straight years.
Yeah.
And I'm paying this month, and I'm going to be paying him next month.
That's right.
I'm a great follower.
Yeah.
I'm a great follower.
Yeah.
So people neglect to think about Greg. Hey, Greg, man, you're a great leader. Oh, screw all this great leader. No, I'm not. I'm a great follower. I'm a great learner. I'm a great player who follows a great coach.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting that the greatest followers, the greatest players, the Michael Jordans that followed the Phil Jacksons, those guys are the ones that become the legends.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the guys that are like that you say they're the greatest leaders. I mean, well, no, take a step back. Those people tend to be great leaders. But
Okay.
I think the characteristic that we should be looking for is, who is that leader following?
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
And there's two people that we have to follow as leaders. Number one, I think we need to follow somebody. And then I think we need to follow ourselves, because I think in one of the recordings you said, the last recording, you said, hey, for those people out there that are leading others, almost as if, there's people out there that are leading people and there's people out there that are not leading people. I think that, I see a discrepancy there. I would say this: everybody is leading somebody. It's just you may right now be leading yourself, and maybe you're not leading others. And the question becomes, are you a great follower to the things that you say? Are you actually doing all the things that you say? And if you want to get others to follow you, you better have integrity with the things that you're actually telling them to do. And and it's kind of like a kid. A kid doesn't necessarily do what the parent says. The kid typically does what the parent does. And it's the same thing in leadership.
100% agree. So let me throw this out to you, and maybe this dovetails with the credibility. I think the other main way that a leader adds value to the people that they are leading is to improve their performance, right? So if they're on a certain trajectory alone, then being in relationship with that leader should change the trajectory, right? The leader should raise that trajectory. Well, I feel like in order to do that, you have to have mastered the process of doing that in your own life. You have to have a sense of how to improve your own performance in order to lead others to improve theirs.
Yeah, I think it comes back. Some of my agents and I will talk, and they're like, well, gosh, what do you think is different between you and someone else? And I'm not trying to pat myself on the back
Right.
by any means, but I would say it's called street cred.
Right.
Street cred. I got street cred. I can go
Mm-hmm.
out there and list in any market today.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't no doubt about it. I'm walking in, I'm coming out with a listing.
Yeah.
So when I'm leading other people to build their businesses, I'm still today, like I said, I'm still being coached. I'm still learning today. And why am I learning? Because I want my trajectory to continue to go up year
Mm-hmm.
after year after year. I've got to be the example for
Yeah.
others to follow.
Yeah.
It's very, very important. And I see people are, I don't know how many owners or team leaders or owners of expansion teams and whatnot come up and they say, gosh, how do you get these people to do it? I mean, I show them.
Mm-hmm.
I show them how to do it. And when they realize that I know how to do it, then there's
Mm-hmm.
no question. There's no questioning of me. They're
Right.
not going to ask me, well, do you think that really works? I'm like, I just showed you how to do it. Don't ask me if I think it works. Versus
Right.
somebody else leading, I'm not the CEO of my company.
Okay.
I'm the dishwasher in my real estate company. I'm on the ground level. I'm
All
not the
right.
CEO.
We may have too limited a time, but please explain what you mean by that. I am not the CEO of my company. I'm the dishwasher.
Yeah, I'm the guy at the ground level. I'm the
Okay.
guy in the kitchen. I'm with my agents.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not above my agents. I tell my agents when we're going out and, maybe we're at lunch and their friend comes by, I've had agents a few times say, hey, this is my boss. And I afterwards I say, oh, hell no. No, I won't say this in front of somebody else. Never introduce me as your boss. It puts me in a very uncomfortable position. I'm not the boss of anybody. I'm no different than you. We put on our pants the same way from the feet up. Okay, I'm with you at your level. Don't ever put me at a higher level than that. I don't want anybody to know that stuff. If you need a title to put me as, then say, hey, you and I work together. We're partners. They don't need to
Mm-hmm.
know that I own the company. That's insignificant. Don't put yourself to that level and put me up to that level. So I want to be with my agents in the trenches. I feel like we can get somebody else to run the companies. Now, that doesn't mean I don't look at numbers. Of course I look at numbers and whatnot. I just don't. People say, well, what's your title? There is no title. Well, what's it say on your business card? Greg Harrelson. What's it supposed to say?
I love it. That's awesome. Yeah, so it's not, founder, international, Harrelson Group,
No,
intergalactic headquarters president. Yeah.
absolutely not. It would be, to me, now, it's not wrong. I don't, please understand, it's not, I'm not making that wrong. I
Right.
always use this analogy. It's chocolate and vanilla. They're both ice cream. It's not right or wrong. I like chocolate. You like vanilla. You like titles. I don't like titles. That's it, period. It's not right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But what
Well,
I'm committed to as a leader
mm-hmm.
is to be one with those who follow me, to be one with the group, not to be one away from the group. I want to be with them. In a previous call or recording, I talked about tribes and getting into their tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to get into their tribe, and then eventually we'll even all move into another tribe, and we'll all move into another tribe again. We all stay in the same tribe. I don't like get them into a tribe and then I leave the tribe.
Mm-hmm.
I stay in the tribe with them.
Mm-hmm.
We go to battle together.
Very good. Yeah, I would love to, and maybe this is a good topic for a future mini episode. I would love to dig into how you look at leadership when you can't or you aren't in the trenches with them. So when you're an entrepreneur and you're starting, let's say, ancillary businesses or things like that, where you truly are the entrepreneur, you're the one that sets up the system and the structures, and you're plugging people in to do things that you may never have done yourself.
Yes.
So I'm very curious about that. We don't have time to dive into that,
Yeah.
but
Real quick,
yeah.
A true leader is developing leaders at all times. So a true
Mm-hmm.
leader is going to be developing leaders that'll eventually be able to go ahead and develop a following.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be another conversation. But the key is that you better be developing leaders and putting them in the right positions.
Gotcha. Very, very cool. All right, guys. Well, since we're doing more of these mini episodes, I just thought of this, guys. You should message us, either me or Greg, on Facebook, and just give us suggestions for topics that you'd like Greg to go deeper on, because these are a ton of fun to do, and I mean, I'm learning, so it's almost like I'm being coached. So send any suggestions that you have, and then Greg, how do people connect with you?
Just connect with me easily at gregharrelson@gmail.com. No
Perfect.
title.
No title. All right. And then as for the show, make sure to go to theleveluppodcast.com. You can subscribe to everything. All the links are there, or you can go straight to YouTube, iTunes, or Stitcher and subscribe to the show on those platforms, depending on whether you want the video or audio version. So, and guys, thank you so much for watching, listening, sharing the show to everyone that's kind of in the Century 21 world, kind of in the same broker brand that Greg is at. We just want to thank you guys for sharing the show internally, and everybody that's sent in great comments, and we see like all the shares and all the comments and stuff on Facebook from you guys. So we really, really appreciate that, and would love for you to continue to do that. So with that being said, Greg, thanks so much. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you.